Hi guys, let us understand how to retrieve data from the form through JavaScript. Okay, so we'll write one code here in HTML, say HTML, and I say here head, title, form retrieval. Okay, close title here, close head here. And then I say here body close. Inside the body, I'll make a form here, say form name equal to frm1. Okay, now here I'll make a two field user name input type equal to text. Okay, and give a name here, say name equal to say here user. Okay, and then I say password input type equal to text, let us make it password itself, and name equal to pass. Okay, give a break here. Again make a break here. Input type equal to text, sorry, input type equal to, let us say button, value equal to, I just say login, and here I say on click equal to, I just call function f1. Okay, so let us try now. Now here inside the head section we will write one form here, sorry, script text slash JavaScript type equal to, right, and close the script here. Inside the script what will write, we can say here document dot write, I want to display one message, right, or you want to give alert message, anything you can use here. Say I want to have a alert message, so you can write alert. Inside the alert I want to display message what your name is, and I say here plus document dot form is frm1 dot, what is the field, user dot value, so it will display the value of that user, right. Again say plus, I want to display password also, your password is plus what, document dot frm1 dot pass dot value. Okay, save it. Give a name here, say form example dot html. Save it here. So you have noticed that I have written one form. In the form I am having two field and button. If someone click on the button, it will call the function 1, and this function is here. Say function f1, open and close it, right? Save it. Now go to the file, just run the program, form example. What you have noticed, you are getting one login form, right? In the login form, let us enter here Tom and Jerry. Okay, login. So your name is Tom, your password is Jerry. You're getting the value which you have entered as an alert box. So you can easily retrieve the value from the form, right? And as well as you can validate if user is not entering the data, you can just check here. So this alert message. So let us have a here x equal to document dot form1 dot user dot value. Okay, what is the value of user? It will come to x. Now we can check if x equal to this, means if it is a blank, we'll have a message. What? Alert, you have not entered username, right? And then say here else, if it is there, okay, display the message here. Let us try now. Run this code. Here I just say enter just Tom here. I'm not using login. So you are getting the message that you have not entered username, right? Once you enter the username Tom, say here bond login. So you're getting that output, right? So by this way we can easily validate the form whatever user is entering in this, right? Similarly you can check for other field also. Here I have just checked the username. You can go for password also, right? I have a good example on the form concept which I'll explain to you in the next one. So it is very basic, like how to retrieve data from the form through script and how to check whether the value has been entered or not, right? So that's all about understanding of form validation, basic form validation and retrieval of the data from the form. Let us understand the validation part, form validation in details here. So I have just one form in front. If you can see this, employee ID, name and date of birth, gender, age, address, qualification, contact number, area of interest and year of experience, right? So once I say employee ID here, the field should have a value. Once I'm going here, it is saying the field should have value, right? Immediately I just refresh it again, you can see here. So if I'm making focus here and I say I don't enter and just come to the name, immediately it is saying the field should have value, right? So employee ID, if I enter here employee ID E001, now coming to the next, it is saying that enter the valid number. It means employee number should not be mixed set of characters, it should be number only. So let us have a 1 2 3 4. Okay, since it is a correct, so no error messages. So this validation is happening on the client side itself. It is not going to the server and checking whether I have entered the employee ID or not, right? Employee name, let us come to here, and you might have noticed that once the page loaded, you are getting DDMM by Y, right? So once I click here, it is asking for the date. I enter now. You can enter the name here, say Tom. Gender is a male here. Age, let us say 32. You can give address here. Let us say this time I enter something else, DSD. It is saying enter the valid. And you have noticed that if I enter something, I am getting it. Once I click back, it is getting clear, the text box, right? So I entered this, which say this is a USA. Okay, I just say MCA. Contact number, I enter this. You notice that? So let us say 3 4 something number, right? Okay. Area of interest, something could be some technology you can give. Year of experience, see if I'm leaving blank and going to the next field, it is saying should have value, right? So say 4, right? So by this way we can validate. Now you have to just say submit. Once submit, it will go to some of the JSP pages as if you have some action, right? So let us understand how to write the code for this validation, this form validation. Okay, I have a code for you. So I just come to here. Let us come to the body part first. So we are saying body on load fn load, right? Inside that I have one form open and then form close here, right? You can notice here. Now inside the form what we have, name, form emp, action, this. So once I click on the submit, it will go to the action.jsp, right? And then we have a field set. In field set we are having number of fields like employee ID, employee name, right? Date of birth. So one heading is there, legend is there, employee registration. So you have seen that the employee registration is coming like this. As a group it is here, and here I am displaying this legend, right? And table, I am making one table so that I can organize properly. Column align right. So and then tr, one row is there, heading is there, and then td having input type text box, input type text box, id text emp id. On blur, once the cursor come out from the text box, this function will call. Once cursor come inside the box, this function will call, right? So similarly I have employee id, employee name, right? And then date of birth. So you can notice here on focus, clear the box, right? Gender, similarly we are having male and female. I'm not doing any validation here. Age, having validation on blur, function number validate, right? So address, again no validation. Qualification, no validation. Contact number, validation is there, right? And area of interest, validation is there. Area, year of experience, validation is there, right? Now here center, mm, yeah, so some submit button and clear button is there, right? On click, I'm calling function all valid. So this is the end of the form. So now come back to here, look at the date of birth. What is the field? Text underscore dob, right? The id, name is dob. Come to here now, once I say body on load fn load, so I'm calling fn load. What is happening in the fn load? Look it here. This is the fn load function where we are trying to do what you can notice here, that we are saying document.form.elements text gov dot value, set this value initially in the beginning once the form load, and color will be this. So that's why you are getting the fainted color here, right? Once the body load, isn't it? So this is a function fn load here. Now fn clear, once the user click, I am calling sometimes on focus fn clear, means if text is there, clear it. So the text box name is what? ID is the text emp id, right? Text emp id, and I'm passing 1 here. 1 is the ID for the division. So one division I am maintaining in the third column. So this is my first column, right? This is my second column, 1 TD. Another TD is the third column, right? So one row having 3 column. In the third column I am saying div. So this div is not having anything, but it is maintaining one ID here, right? ID equal to 1. Now go to here, fn clear. We are passing this ID and level. What we are doing? We are saying document.frm means form.elements ID. Whatever ID is there, if it is text dov or whatever, dot value equal to what? Blank. Place blank now. Once someone click to the box, right? Now again, let us talk about this. Input type text box text emp ID on blur. Once the user enter and come out from the text box, this event will occur. In turn, it will call fn number validate, right? So let us go to the fn number validate. So fn number validate is here. This is the function here, right? So you can see a lot of script is there. I mean, function is there. So we had discussed fn load, fn clear, right? Let us discuss about the fn number validate. This is the function here. What we are doing here, we are passing this id and level. There's two things. So here I have a id, right? id1, and this is my id, and this is, I'm using this as a level. So in, you see this value I'm passed here, this one I have passed here, means two id I'm passing here, right? Because there's a two tag, input tag and div tag. Div tag is having id1, input tag is having id text emp id. So both I'm passing here. Now it will go to here and say document.form.elements id.value. Get it? Come to no, right? Second one, the level, get it into the x, right? Now we are checking, is it not equal to means blank? If it is not blank, if it is blank, then go to else and say inner HTML equal to, the field should have value. The message will come. So this message with red message we are setting to the x. X is representing my level. The third column which I have a division, right? The division which we have here, right? Similarly, if it is having value, if it is not equal to blank, then we are checking is not a number. This value is not a number equal to true. Then say enter the valid number, right? Enter the valid number. Else, if it is a number itself, then don't do anything. Don't give any message to x. So that's why parallelly in right side in the third column we are setting one division for each and every row. You can notice one division 1, division 2, division 3, id is 3, id 4. So I have a all division for each and every row, right? Is this clear? Okay. And next is what? I hope you understood this function number validate. So this function I am calling with like ID here, and you can notice here with age, and could be contact number, right? And year of experience. So if user enter some other characters other than numbers, this function will call and set the message to this division. I hope you understood this whole script here. So we have started a script and we have written these functions, right? Then we have written fn load, then we have written fn clear functions, fn all validate. So we are just using some loop kind of things, whatever the number of elements we have in that form, and we are running the loop and we are checking each and every value whether it is a blank or what. So error will come with all, right? Okay, so skipped over here. Now body start from here and then we are writing form. In the form we are calling action. This page, if you are developing web application, you have to put it this on the Tomcat server or some other server. So these are the other HTML tags which I'm using inside the body, right? Okay, so you can make a normal form which is having the type and all, and then you can just say on blur and on focus. You can call the functions and have a submit button, right? So that's all about understanding of the form validation. Okay, and you can check here if you just doing mistake. You have noticed in the beginning that if I enter something else, some other characters other than numbers, I'm getting this mess, right? So this is my column 1, this is my column 2 and column 3. This column 3 is having one empty cells only, right? Where I have just empty division and I've given the ID for all the division, right? So if any mistake happen, it is setting value to this division. If any mistake, setting value to this division, right? So I can say this division is working as a placeholder here, right? So if any error occurs, I am placing some value to the that division. So that's all about understanding of form validation in JavaScript.